Hello, my name's Charles and welcome to ShopFreeMart's YouTube channel. Today we have an audio broadcast. If you haven't already subscribed to our YouTube channel, click the subscribe button, and if you wish to be notified of upcoming audio broadcasts or videos, click the bell icon as well. So without further ado, let's listen to today's broadcast.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our ShopFreeMart call. This is John Austin. I'll be your host today. And today we're going to talk about what does iodine deficiency have to do with cancer. Got an article from Dr. Mark Circus. He's, I think has 3 or 4 different doctorates. Excuse me. He's also the author of more than 23 books, one of which is Iodine, Bringing Back the Universal Medicine, which is he's sold over 80,000 copies. He's been promoting iodine as a safe and effective medicine for more than 10 years and is acclaimed to be one of the world's foremost authorities on iodine. He says cancer starts with iodine deficiencies just as it does with low oxygen of tissues, with no one looking into the fact that low iodine and low oxygenation of tissues are directly related. Dr. Brownstein clearly lays out what we would expect to find in iodine-deficient individuals. When iodine is deficient, nodules form in key organs, leading to precancerous conditions, and then eventually to full-blown cancer. He says iodine's main job is to maintain a normal architecture of those tissues. With iodine deficiency, the first thing that happens is you get cystic formation in the breasts, the ovaries, uterus, thyroid, prostate, and let's include the pancreas here as well, since pancreatic cancer is also increasing at epidemic rates. Cysts start to form when due to iodine deficiency. If iodine deficiency persists, the cysts become nodular and hard. If it goes on longer, they become hyperplastic tissue, which is the precursor to cancer. That's the iodine deficiency continuum. Brownstein continues, the good thing about iodine is iodine has apoptotic properties, meaning it can stop a cancer cell from just continually dividing until it kills somebody. Iodine can stop this continuum wherever it catches it and at least put the brakes on what is happening and perhaps even reverse it. Brownstein reports 3 cases of spontaneous regression of breast cancer in his iodine book after women took iodine supplementation. A 2008 paper by Bernard Eskin, MD, showed that iodine actually altered gene expression in breast cells, including programmed cell death, or inducing programmed cell death. A 2003 study by Ling Zhang showed that molecular iodine caused lung cancer cells to undergo apoptosis, which is programmed death of cancer cells. Interestingly, a 1993 case report describes spontaneous remission of lung cancer in a patient incidentally treated with amiodarone, a drug which treats tachycardia, which contains iodine. This individual was receiving about 9 milligrams of iodine per day. The earlier that you catch a cell in its path toward becoming an aggressive cancer, the more likely it is to reverse course and go back to being healthy again. One study found that 60% of precancerous cervical cells revert to normal within a year and 90% revert within 3 years. Oxygen is your gasoline. Thyroid provides the spark. It is the spark plug that allows the flame of metabolism to be lit. Low thyroid reduces oxygen, hinders metabolism, and forces us to breathe harder, which increases the oxygen cost of breathing. We may get more energy immediately, which is good, but the oxygen cost is high. Our engine overworks to make up for the dirty spark plugs of our thyroid and parathyroid glands. A lack of thyroid hormones leads to a general decrease in the rate of utilization of fat, protein, and carbohydrates. The burning of our foods does not run cleanly when iodine is deficient, so we would expect oxygen and CO2 to be affected. Moreover, we find out that the rate of oxygen consumption of human leukocytes is directly related to thyroid activity. Animal studies done by Barker in 1955 show that the rate of oxygen uptake by tissues is lowered by thyroidectomy and raised by administration of thyroid hormone. These tissues include liver, kidney, skeletal, and cardiac muscle. When oxygen levels in the cells drops below 60%, the respiration process of making energy changes into fermentation, and presto, we have a cancer cell. Normal cells can turn cancerous not just because of DNA malformation, but also because of oxygen deficiency. Doctors Ma Lan and Joel Wallach point out that one type of white blood cell kills cancer by injecting them with oxygen, creating hydrogen peroxide in the cells. Thyroid hormone stimulates tissues, leading to an increase in metabolism, which increases body heat production as a result of increased oxygen consumption and increased ATP hydrolysis. Since living organisms use molecular oxygen only for cellular respiration, the rate of oxygen consumption is directly related to the rate of ATP production. Common symptoms of hypothyroidism arising after early childhood include lethargy, fatigue, intolerance to cold, weakness, hair loss, and reproductive failure, which all mirror a drop in ATP production and reduction or reduced oxygen utilization. I know this is a bit technical, but what this is saying is that low iodine levels are going to cause a reduction in the pH of your cells. It's going to cause a reduced oxygen level and increase things like cancer, fatigue, lethargy, muscle weakness, lack of energy, cold hands and feet, etc. The most important factor in creating proper pH is increasing oxygen levels, because no waste or toxins can leave the body without first combining with oxygen. The more alkaline you are, the more oxygen your fluids can hold and keep. Oxygen also buffers or oxidizes metabolic waste acids, helping to keep you more alkaline. According to Dr. Alexis Carrel, Nobel Prize recipient in 1912, the secret of life is both to feed and nourish the cells and let them flush out their waste and toxins. Nobel Prize recipient in 1931 and 1944, Dr. Otto Warburg said, when the internal environment is changed from an acidic, oxygen-deprived environment to an alkaline environment full of oxygen, viruses, bacteria, and fungus cannot live. According to Warburg, it is the increased amounts of carcinogens, toxicity, and pollution that cause cells to be unable to uptake oxygen efficiently. This is connected with overacidity and low oxygen conditions. Iodine, which is high up on the atomic scale, requires near-perfect pH for its assimilation into the body. Iodine is crucial for proper functioning of the thyroid, but the thyroid does not get access to iodine unless the body pH is near perfect. This stresses the importance of remaining well hydrated by adding hydration drops to your drinking water, because well hydrated cells tend to maintain a normal pH of 7.2 to 7.4. Slightly alkaline intercellular fluids hold 10 to 20 times more oxygen than slightly acidic intercellular fluids. A pH of 6.0 is 10 times more acid than 7.0, and 5.0 is 100 times more acid, 4.0 is 1,000 times as acidic, and so on. The body pH values tells you how acid or alkaline your body is relative to a neutral 7.0, and a balanced body pH is essential for a healthy body and a major line of defense against sickness and disease. Dr. Brownstein said iodine is a great alkalizing agent. It can elevate the pH. In those few patients I see with an alkaline pH, Iodine seems to lower the pH in them. Perhaps it's more of an adaptogen for pH than an alkalizing agent. We're seeing that iodine, so crucial to good health, may in fact be the ultimate adaptogen, says Nan Catherine Fuchs, Ph.D., in her book, The Health Detective. An adaptogen is a product that adapts to whatever is needed within the body. Specifically, this means an adaptogen promotes homeostasis and stabilizes the processes of the body. It will normalize body functions. Low thyroid caused by iodine deficiency can be at the base of many illness symptoms, or it can accompany and hide behind other degenerative diseases. The list of health complaints consistently associated with an underfunctioning thyroid is long and shocking. Conditions include memory loss, depression, infertility, rheumatic pain, repeated infections, skin problems, migraines, anemia, constipation, and poor vision. The routine thyroid tests used today often do not detect low thyroid function. The spread or metastasis of cancer is inversely proportional to the amount of oxygen and the acidity around cancer cells. The more oxygen, the slower the cancer spreads. The less oxygen and the higher the acidity, the faster the cancer metastasizes. Oxygen is the enemy of cancer cells, and so is iodine. Research scientists from the Cancer Research UK-MRC Gray Institute for Radiation Oncology and Biology at the University of Oxford have discovered that oxygen makes cancer cells weak and less resistant to treatment. Systematically, iodine is recognized as an integral nutrient for proper immune function by the Institute of Medicine and as well as the United Nations Nutritional Policy Board. Dr. Rashid Buttar said, "Cancer first and foremost is a problem with the immune system. You cannot have cancer if you have an intact immune system." Some people believe that iodine is responsible for half of our immune system strength and response. When we remember that infections cause many cancers and that iodine kills all kinds of pathogens on contact, we come face to face with the fact that iodine is one of the most useful and essential substances for the prevention and treatment of cancer. Iodine should be used in high dosages. The higher the better when cancer is in its later stages. When treating life-threatening diseases, we do not have months to fool around with low dosages. The antimicrobial process of iodine quickly kills bacteria, viruses, fungi, and various other microorganisms if a high enough dosage is used. We need to dial up iodine levels quickly when we use it to fight infections. Iodine can be taken internally in large quantities and will have the same effect internally as it does on external surfaces. In addition, as in breast cancer, we often need to get it concentrated to certain tissues or organs, and we do that by painting the breasts with iodine. Just to give you an idea of how high iodine dosages have been taken in the past, we have to revisit the 1930s when iodine was still a universal medicine present in the U.S. pharmacopoeia and was used at much higher dosages than anyone even dreams of using today. The usual dose for treatment was 300 milligrams up to 1,000 milligrams. Iodine is safe chemotherapy. It is powerful yet impossible, no matter how high the dose, impossible for iodine to compete with the toxicity of radiation and chemotherapy. One can drown in a bucket of water, and there is a limit to how much iodine one can consume. However, the only fear in terms of saving a life from late-stage cancer is to not take enough iodine. One can reduce the need for extreme dosages if caught in early stages. So that's quite interesting. I thought you'd enjoy that this morning.